It's now time for the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, where I am now. And if you'd like to see us live in WGPL 1350 studio, all you have to do is go to Edward Everett's Facebook page or Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton Facebook page. And guess what? You can see us live right here in WGPL 1350 studio. And if you want to hear us on the World Wide Web, all you have to do is go to www.christianbroadcastingcompany.com, click and listen live, or you can go to WPCE 1400 AM or WGPL 1350 AM and click on the church webcast, and guess what? You can hear us all over the world. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, and a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. E. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Would you, could you, will you be my neighbor?
Let's welcome our neighbors, our WGPL 1350 AM listeners.
And Peace 95.3 and WPCE 1400. Good morning to you.
Facebook Live is on and popping. Roberta Carter. She's an Eagles fan in the house. Hey, don't forget to like, share, comment. We also want to welcome Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube. We want you all to follow and subscribe. We're going to shout you out later on in the show. Just work with us, y'all. Just work with us.
Don't forget to leave your email there so that we can pull you on our special occasions. And also, you can also be eligible to win some of the gifts that we'll be giving away right here on FYI.
Yes, Mr. E, a beautiful weekend. I hope you had one.
I had a wonderful weekend. I went to the Mid-Rise this week, Miss Hinton, and taught and teached over there.
All right. I had a great weekend. Of course, the weather was beautiful, and it's beautiful today. A little warm here in the Hampton Roads area. But other than that, it's great. Miss Roberta Carter said, watch it, Mr. E. You already starting your stuff.
It's still summertime, so it's going to be warm.
Of course. Well, we love the warm, and we love that it's summer. I tell you, we got a few more, we got a month or so, and we're going to enjoy what we can with this wonderful weather here. I tell you what, this is FYI Radio Show's Monday Sports Talk. And guess what, Mr. E? We have a fabulous guest. I love when he's on. We have our special guest, Mr. Johnny Walton. He's a former NFL player for the Philadelphia Eagles. Good morning, Mr. Walton.
Good morning, sir.
You sound so excited. It looks here also. I guess this is you guys' season, isn't it?
Yes. This is Mr. E's season.
I know last year, before December or January, he wasn't as excited.
Uh-oh.
I'm glad to hear him this morning.
Shade.
Mr.
Walton, you throwing shade this morning.
I just want to look at the lens of reality.
Oh, I love this. Mr. Johnny Walton, tell us a little bit about yourself. I know folk know you, but please just give us some tea on where you're from and a little bit about your journey.
Well, I am from Elizabeth City, North Carolina. I got my degree from Elizabeth City State University, the Elizabeth City State University, who now has an aviation program. We fly to where we're going. Back in the days, it took us a long time to get our journey, but now we can fly there. And we have students that would take us there. So I just want to highlight that.
Yeah.
But, you know, I went to the Los Angeles Rams in 1969 under Coach George Allen, who since went to the Washington Redskins after he left there. But I I got my experience from Dick Vermeil at that place. And then I traveled through the league. Took me 10 years to get 5 years in because of the position that I play and the toughness of the position. But I did get 5 years in the league. And I finished up with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Wow.
And it was a very exciting experience.
Yes.
Wouldn't trade it for anything. We were adversaries of those Cowboys, so it goes deep. And I think this year is going to be even deeper because I feel like I got a knife now that I can stick right within those Cowboys.
Yes.
They are not what they used to be.
Oh.
Not what they be.
Listen. Oh.
I think their past look better than their future.
Listen, Walter, you throwing a lot of shade this morning, but let me give you some tea. I've been talking to some Cowboy fans, and don't you know that they're saying that you all are going to be one of their greatest opponents this season, and they're kind of scared of y'all.
Yeah,
I mean, I couldn't believe they were saying that.
It's scary, isn't it? It's not like them. They're usually so loud and can be heard.
Tell the truth.
But now they are gotten quiet. Something's going on. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a pandemic or what, but something is happening.
Well, I tell you what, we have Mr. Johnny Walton on, a Philadelphia Eagles NFL player, former, and he's also still a fan, and that's still his team. Mr. E is here today on Sports Talk. He is one of them Cowboys, and I tell you what, I love when these two get together because, talk about shade, and they just go toe-to-toe. But Mr. E, I think Mr. Walton, that Mr. E may be breaking a little bit too. He got on the air last week vowing that he wouldn't go so hard this year. Mr. E, you tell us a little bit what you think.
Well, when we begin to talk about the Philadelphia Eagles and all they have done, when I talk about Mr. Johnny Walton, I'm so hurt because Mr. Johnny Walton was the first African American quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles, and that beat the Cowboys, with a lucky pass that he threw and scored the touchdown. And
he said lucky. Wait a minute, that's some shade. That went past me almost.
That's a lucky pass that he threw, and they beat the Cowboys. Ooh. Then I turned around, instead of they giving him the props that he deserved, they put Randall Cunningham, a picture of him up there, and then put Mr. Johnny Walton up there that helped them to win. So I vowed this year for Mr. Gerard Perry, I vowed to all of you Washington fans, all of you Cowboys, all you Philadelphia Eagles fans and San Francisco 49er fans, I vowed this year that I'm going to lay in the cut and watch them Cowboys go do what they do.
Oh, I tell you. Go ahead, Mr. Walton.
Seems like he named every team in the league, didn't he?
He surely did. Wow.
I never heard him to be so humble.
Well, the thing about it is, I'm just sitting back chilling.
Ooh,
just watching you all.
Mr. Walton says something has happened and you telling the truth. Tell us a little bit about why you like football. What is it about football that you love, Mr. Walton?
Well, football is such a challenging sport. I guess you would say it's a man's cave thing,
Yes.
You put 11 out there on the field and you go at it, keep switching over from 1-11 to 11 more, and if you're 53 participants can outscore the other team, it's a rewarding experience because everybody at the end of the game should be exhausted, and and a W is what you're looking for. If you win enough games, you go to the playoffs, and the Super Bowl is the ultimate. Yes.
Mr. Walton, when you begin to talk about the Philadelphia Eagles and all your accomplishments, I want to go back to your school. I heard that Elizabeth City is aviation, but yes, they gave certificates away for those who fly in those drones instead of flying airplanes.
Oh no, you're doing both. They're doing both.
Doing
One leads up to the other. And one leads up to the other. You know, they had at least 100 people that enrolled to be people that fly planes. So
yeah.
that's a great achievement in over 3 years.
Miss Hinton says she's
growing. Yes.
Miss Hinton says she's surrounded by Philadelphia Eagles fans, Carolina Panthers fans, Washington fans. But deep down inside, Mr. Walton, will you please advise Miss Hinton, of what team that she should root for? You know there's something up when the Cowboys land in the cut.
And it's history, and it sounds good. But as I said previously, your future doesn't look as good as your past.
And tell us why that is, Mr. Walton. How come you feel that? Because the Cowboy fans I'm talking to are feeling the same way. What is that?
Well, Jerry he's one of the wealthiest owners.
Wow.
But he sometimes want to keep those dollars inside his domain. And last year he did look out for Dak. Dak got that $160 million over 4 years span. But you can't buy a Super Bowl. You can't buy one. You got to fit pieces around.
Yes.
This way,
the nucleus, and he didn't do that. They didn't retool like a lot of other teams did. Matter of fact, they may have weakened their team. They got rid of Cooper, who is a very good, consistent wide receiver, and he didn't bring in any other people to help Dak to do what he wanted to do. So, to me, the way I look at it, and I looked at the schedule last night very clear and closely, by mid-season, Mr. Ed will be very quiet.
Oh.
He will be very quiet because the numbers will not be in his favor.
Mr. Walton, sometimes, I'm sitting here just listening to all of you folks just dialogue and talk, but you said something that was so key about Jerry, but you also got to remember the team that we had last year and how many are coming back besides for the wide receiver. Well, we have also added some more cornerbacks, and you will see. I'm just gonna let go. I'm just gonna lay low and watch y'all crumble in y'all seats.
As I said, mid-season it will let me know where you stand.
All right.
We heard
out of 9 teams now, 5 of those teams can beat you.
Now, here's what you got to say. Here's what you got to say. You want to see a great team?
Yes.
Watch us on the 13th.
What's going on the 13th?
That's preseason for the Dallas Cowboys. Watch us on the 13th of August, and you'll see what when we step out there.
So who are you playing this year?
We'll be playing the Raiders on the 16th. And then our first game that we'll be playing against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And a lot of y'all saying that's a loss right there. A lot of y'all saying that Tampa Bay gonna beat us.
Yeah.
That's what y'all and that's what y'all want.
That's what the odds makers are saying.
Well,
everybody's saying that, but the Cowboys saying.
You gonna see the light. You gonna be like James Brown and them in that show, the Blues Brother. You gonna be just like them. I see the light. I see the light when you see that bright shining star.
Mr. Walton, let's talk about the Philadelphia Eagles and what the season you think is going to look like.
Well, we went very close to going to the second round last year.
Yes.
It's the Tampa Bay, the same team that's going to beat us in the wild card position. If we had won that game, you never know how far we would have gone. But this year, the ownership went out and got a nucleus that's going to help the team get better than what they were last year. They picked up a wide receiver from the Jaguars, A.J. Brown, who is a man among men, and he will catch that football.
Wow.
And that will help Hurts to do some of the things they want to do. They have a great running game, but the promise of their whole team is the defense. You can stop people if they can't score, and you score a few points, you win the game.
Yes.
And that's what Dallas's problem is. They're not going to score enough points. They pick up a defensive back. You get defensive backs because you're trying to stop people from scoring.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, see, we got a well-balanced team. See, and then you want to sit over there and throw shade.
Look, he's not the only one throwing shade. Mr. Walters, we got so many folks on social media beating Mr. E up. Mr. E, I don't know how you could stand it.
Listen to some of the comments. Read some of the comments that folks are saying.
It says it says lay in the cut, Mr. E. He said Mr. E is up to something. Then somebody said, what else did Mr. E? Somebody said it's a good idea. He said the best thing the Cowboys have going this season is the cheerleaders. That's what Gerald say. Mr. E. Mr. E gonna have to come out with his boxing gloves. Mr. E.
Well, see, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Mr. Walton is, and Mr. Johnny Walton, one of the greats.
Yes.
Here's the thing, Miss Hinton, is I'm trying to get everybody to go ahead and shoot their best shots.
Okay.
I want Mr. Walton to go ahead and run his jaws and, say all he gonna say. Mr. Gerald Prairie, I want him to say all he wants to say. Miss Sheila, Miss Wilberta Carter, I want her
she's
to say.
She's a Philadelphia Eagles fan.
And she's along with Mr. Walton. And then Mr. Gerald Prairie, he's a Carolina Panther fan. And then Miss Katrina Brown, who's a Washington fan. So I'm surrounded by haters.
She said, that's a good idea, Mr. E. Lay low so you don't have far to duck to the ground.
That's all haters. That's all haters. So now, when all y'all go ahead and get it out now. Get it out now. And then you go hear.
I'm advised you to do something.
Oh.
When a football team go on the field, they wear the uniform. That's because even though you were trained to take hits and things like that, you still want to pad up. You go off and buy 2 knee pads, if you will. Prayer is the only thing that's going to bring you to the field. Well, you will be on your knees. You will be on your knees quite often. I know you give a powerful prayer, but please get those knee pads.
Well, Mr. Walton, I'm surprised so early folks are talking about the Cowboys because sometimes they usually start off pretty decent, but then all of a sudden it doesn't go well for them.
But not this time because they only meet the Washington Commanders the 4th game of the season. By that time, I don't know where they might be.
Well, when you look at the schedule of the Cowboys, the season really starts with Tampa Bay Buccaneers, then Cincinnati, then the Giants, and then Washington.
Oh, you got 2 wins.
So you trying to say that with all those 4 teams in the first go round, that the Cowboys going to lose all 4 of those?
But I was counting the preseason.
You count the preseason game.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't want y'all to get lost behind the sauce when the Cowboys start tearing y'all out the frame.
Yeah, well, you had a good season last year, 12-5. But now that's on speed, and I don't think you do.
And one thing I like about y'all keep right up with the Cowboys. Y'all know every move and what they're going to do. Well, I want you to remember the song. I want you to repeat after me. Just all I want you to say. Mama, let your babies grow up to be cowboys.
And so the baby with the washboard.
I want you to keep that in mind. And then when you get home, get that ukulele that you got stored up in the closet and start strumming and hit it like this. Say, Mama, let your babies grow up to be cowboys. Yeah.
Mr. Walters, who do you think, what team do you think is going to be a force to be reckoned with, or what player this year, what's in this season?
Well, I think Philadelphia is going to be powerful.
All right.
Even the R makers are saying the same thing. The press always try to influence things.
Yes.
And they have a good way of doing the media, our media is. And You know, I see the Cowboys coming in second. But I
Wow.
still don't see Washington and the Giants prevailing. But it's still gonna be hard for them to make the playoffs. So other teams in the different divisions and conference will have a better record problem. That's the way I see it.
Well, Mr. Walton, you know, you had a great team last year. Philadelphia had a wonderful team last year. Y'all did some, did some magic that, that gave at the tail end, at the last ending, y'all decided y'all want to turn things around. See, we recognize the strategy that y'all use. Y'all was soft at the beginning of the games, and then at the end of the game, y'all started turning it up. And that's why y'all got in second place. Now, if you don't come out fighting this time, guess what? You're going to see them stars again.
You know, expectations are what make a person, push forward anyway. And I think because they didn't put the confidence in Hurts at the beginning, now, hey, they gave him it belongs to him now. You know, where they go from here is his decision. And I think he have worked hard in the off season. They have retooled and picked up some good pieces, and that's going to fit. So, if they come out of the stable running hard, they're going to be hard to reckon with.
Well,
I just can't beat Dallas beat them.
I like what you said when they come out the stable. When they come out the stable, only thing comes out stable is them Cowboys. The only thing you gonna see that comes out them stable. Now, Mr. Walton, y'all got some great running backs that's coming out of Philadelphia, and they run extra hard. There's a middle linebacker that's on the Dallas Cowboys squad that is totally awesome.
He is.
And that's totally awesome. I'm not taking anything away from him, but there's two of them. He plays the middle, and he got two others playing outside and outside linebackers. What do you expect? What they gonna do when to them boys in Philly?
Well, so that means a team that complements one another.
Okay.
The linebacker still has to pick up a back.
Okay.
And if you shut everything else down, that's when Hurts is so dangerous.
Well, see, you've been
He's dangerous. He's very dangerous. He's almost you mentioned Michael Vick. He does some of the same things that they can do.
Well, you had a horseshoe in your pocket. You still carrying that horseshoe that you got from the Cowboys, that you had that lucky day that when you threw that pass and threw the winning touchdown. Do you still carry that horseshoe that you stole from the Cowboys?
This time I don't feel we need a horseshoe. Like I said, they put the pieces to the puzzle together.
Yes.
Your puzzle still missing some pieces.
You think it's going to be strategy this time?
Oh, yeah, all of it. And you guys better know how to close up a game. So that's important.
Yes.
You can't just let the clock run out now. You got to have a little clock management. So many things involved in making decisions.
Yes.
So many things. But the way organizations get stronger is to build pieces on their off season. That's why they call it off season. But you can build for the season. If you don't build for the season, you're not expecting to win.
Well, what about Tony?
You just want to participate.
What about Tony Pollard? He's got a new contract. He's ended a contract. Ending a contract year with the Cowboys. What about Tony Pollard? Do you think Tony Pollard gonna show out on the opposite side of Elliott?
He'll show up and play. But like I said, Philadelphia's defense is built around stopping the run. They got one of the best defenses in the whole league. And, to me, if Elliott played like he did his first year of competition in the NFL, Dallas would be a better team, but not a team that's still not good enough to win at all. And Pollard, he complements them real well. But they still need those pieces around them. Their passing game is not going to be as effective.
We'll see.
You don't have the big wide receivers.
We'll see. We'll see.
You got CC Lamb, a mini Mike. You lost Wilson. You lost Cooper.
Wow.
I mean, you lost more than you can.
But we got those boys that's on the sideline that can play that ball. You just see that what we have done. Jerry Jones knows exactly what he's doing. A lot of people cannot deal with Jerry Jones, and they can't deal with the Cowboys because we know what we can do. You wait, Philadelphia Eagles. You wait, and you gonna see what I'm talking about. Now, when your folks come to see us, that'll be long down the road a piece, and we're gonna gain some experience while we're out there with the new cats, and y'all gonna be out back.
Well, Mr. Walton, I want you to go ahead and talk to us for about a minute about your prediction for the Philadelphia Eagles. Then we're going to give Mr. E a chance to talk about them boys for about a minute and what he sees going to be the outcome for this season.
Well, I see the Eagles as retooling during their off season. They did what they're supposed to do. Now, when the whistle blows, it's time for them to play. They still got to show up. For all of those players in the league are pros. But I think this time the expectation is so high. Even if we don't, we may win 12 to 13 games.
Wow!
That will be enough to win the conference, and I feel that at least the NFC championship game.
Wow!
You know and it's according how Hurts perform is going to be what's going to take us over the hump. How they say quarterbacks win Super Bowls. That's why usually the winner of Super Bowls, the quarterback goes to Disney, and But I see them having a bright future, and I see them coming up one step ahead of the Cowboys.
Wow!
See them doing that. Yes.
Excellent, Mr.
I
E.
think the Cowboys, the Giants, and the Washington team will be fighting hard for the second.
So you gonna put us all the way down at below the bottom with the Giants and Washington. Well, let me serve notice on you. Now, Hurts number. You said quarterbacks win games. Win Super Bowls, and the division gonna be who won this division last year?
Dallas won.
Okay. Do so you don't think that the Cowboys can repeat it again?
Oh no.
Okay, so I am so proud of you that you figured that the Cowboys can't repeat it against. And then I don't want you to hide down in Elizabeth City when the Cowboys come at y'all, and we started kicking off this whole season. We beat Tom Brady, and then we played Denver in the playoff to get some skill levels up, and then we played the first real game against Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and then we turn around and play y'all sometimes October the 13th. So we're gonna be ready to go. And remember that the playoff, the division, you're gonna lose.
Well, I tell you what, it's gonna be just like my grandma said. Time will tell.
I'm back.
So I'm laying low. I'm giving you all your equal opportunity to shoot your best game now.
I don't know. Now we still have people on social media jumping you because Katrina said, "Watch it, Mr. E. Not too much on Washington." Mr. Walton, do you ever get together with other players from your era and just a reunion of those that have played, former players of Philadelphia?
I went to the last gathering when they won the Super Bowl 3 years ago.
Wow.
Since then, I have not, because when you retire,
they didn't know who he was.
Direction, and they changed everything. The whole organization changed. The ticket takers, everybody changed.
Wow.
They didn't know who you was. Tell the truth.
Well, I tell you. Wow. Well, I'll tell you.
And that's why I wrote a book. That book, the Eagle Legend, tells who I am. I didn't leave it in their hands to promote me. I promoted
yes.
myself.
Mr. Walton, tell us where we can get the book from.
Okay, you can go on Amazon.
Absolutely.
And also I send them off from my home here. All the person has to do is text me, give me their address.
Okay, excellent.
And my phone number is 252-312-7878.
Thank you.
And I can get that done. Yes.
Thank you so much for being on FYI Radio Show. You're the best. And we look forward to talking with you again.
And I want to hear from Mr. E. Halfway through. I want to hear from him now. Don't get quiet on it. And go on and get those knee pads if you will.
I tell you what, you all come over here to social media.
Bye-bye.
We're going to talk a little bit more about them boys and sports. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.
For the past 30 minutes, you've been listening to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. Our special guest has been the retired first African-American quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles, Mr. Johnny Walker. And for more information, Walton, for more information, you can call 757-714-7861. And don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for the same.
Yes. Good morning, everybody. We want to say good morning to Katrina Brown, Roberta Carter. We have Gerald Perry up here to help me crack it up. All you on today, thank you so much. Look, we're getting ready to start. Well, we have started the season, but the games are getting ready to start. Mr. E has the whole lineup of the Cowboys. But again, I want to say thank you to our special guest, Mr. Johnny Walton, who is a former NFL Philadelphia Eagles player, and we just love to have him on. Great sense of humor, and was throwing a lot of shade this morning.
That's right.
Early
That's
in the
right.
game.
So that's why I'm so humble. I'm so quiet. I'm
surprised.
I'm laying in the cut because that's the way they want us to do now until the season starts. And when the season starts, we're gonna show up, show out, and horrify.
You're gonna let your work speak for me, like
right,
the people, like the song said, "May the work I've done." So may the work the Cowboys do is gonna speak for it. Mr. E, you don't have to do a whole lot of hell raising this year.
I ain't gonna have to stomp the earth this year. We're just gonna let the work speak for us. And and that's what a lot of folks that's why they're throwing shade so early, Miss Hinton, because they want to get me before we get them.
Mardell Lewis, how are you? Where have you been? We miss you too. And we're just blessed by you all. Thank you so much for your support. But we are definitely gearing up for this NFL season. Mr. E is excited. We're going to be looking at the games. We're going to be on talking. We want you all to make sure you join in and, root for your team. Now, I'm going to ask Mr. E, not only is he going to be in the cut, but make sure we have balanced reports. Make sure we are, telling the tea and giving the report on all the teams that are playing, even though you have your favorite. And he's a ride or die Cowboy fan, but we're going to ask him to bring the tea on the Cowboys, but make sure we hear about Washington and the 49ers. And who else has a team up here? So many people representing their team. See, that's the difference, Mr. E, in the NFL and the NBA. When we do our NBA coverage, we try to pull in fans who have teams, and a lot of them say, well, I haven't committed. I don't have a team. But when we do NFL coverage, everybody has a team.
Miss Hinton, as we begin to do NFL coverage, the only team that stands out that folks dislike is them Cowboys.
You think so?
Oh, you talking about how they make money. See, when you look at those Cowboys at any given stadium, at any given time on TV, the ratings go up. You want your ratings to go up, get around a Cowboy. Wow. You want your money to flow, get them Cowboys into where you are. Because that's like Mr. Walton said, those Cowboys, they're going to be second place this year. They're like Gerald Perry. He said some things out here, and the Carolina, and they're Carolina Panthers, why they can't represent their team. And Miss Katrina Brown, Why she can't represent her team, which is Washington?
I want to know what Katrina thinks about the name that has changed from the Redskins to Washington
Commandos.
Commandos. What do you think about it? Are you happy with the name change? And what do you feel like your team is going to do this year? Mr. E, what do you expect from Washington this season?
Well, I think Washington going to be behind New York Giants. I believe they're going to be in last place because in the division, because everything that the Washington is doing is brand new. They got a brand new home, because they got kicked. They're going through some trauma now.
Oh.
The name has changed, and nobody's purchasing their gear yet because there's still people. They're still running on the Redskins. One, the name has changed. Two, folks don't know where they're gonna be at.
What do you mean?
Because they got evicted out of that house in Maryland.
And haven't chosen a new.
They have a high school stadium or a smaller stadium that they're gonna be at. They don't have a home balance field. So when they was up in Landover, Maryland, everybody could go and watch them play. Now, since they dropped down into going to high school fields and trying to find out a place to play to practice in, so it's really hard for them to make the adjustment. Now, when it comes to New York Giants, folks sleeping on these teams. Let me tell you, in our divisions, what three teams that you better watch out for?
Tell me.
That's the Dallas Cowboys, the Philadelphia Eagles, and New York Giants.
Really? New York Giants. What did they do last season?
They was last place.
But why do you say Giants then?
Giants going to show another dimension because what the Giants have done is kept everything secret under the wraps, and nobody is telling what's going on in their camp. The same way the Cowboys. They go to California. They go all over because they don't want folk to see what they have in their camp.
Wow. I tell you
and see, like Mr. Walton said that that the Cowboys, even though we got rid of players, now, but we have players that's sitting in the closet that's getting ready to come out a lot faster, a lot stronger, and they're going to show us how to win the game.
That is marvelous. Katrina Brown said the Cowboys always get sent home. #Couch City. She said, y'all stay on the couch. But I tell you what, this is, and I'll ask you again, Missy, the Cowboys come out swinging.
That's right.
What do you think is, what makes them kind of like go down? Is it the fact, and I think I heard you say this before, they start playing the cream of the crop. They begin to get the better teams, and then sometimes that's what it is. Here's
what gets them. Folks know that the Cowboys are on point, on top. Now, everybody that plays against the Cowboys, that they're out to hurt them. They don't hurt nobody else but the Cowboys. And that's and there are so many folks that are against the Cowboys.
Wow.
Prescott told reporters at training camp, he said he's mentally wants the ball to be a great teammate, put his ego aside and do whatever it takes to help this team, whether it's blocking at running back or out at the receiver. They just speak to his versatility and his athleticism. With Elliott, it's a big bang. Pollard took a large role collecting a career best 719 yards, 39 catches, and 337 yards. Which going to be on point this year. Folks going to look at the Cowboys, and all of them say because they got rid of the wide receiver. Well, that's only one wide receiver that we got rid of, but we have arsonists behind him. We just hired another cat that used to play for the San Francisco 49ers. That's playing cornerback.
Well, that's what I was going to mention. The 49ers. The 49ers, you hear that name ringing out clear a lot. We got to watch them. We're going to have a 49ers fan on next week. Next Monday, we want you all to join us.
A commentator.
And a commentator. And we want to find out what he thinks is going on, how the season is going, how the training is going, who's new and who's going to play good hard. And his perspective on the business of the NFL. And so that's going to be very interesting. What other teams, Mr. E, you think that you're going to hear a lot of stuff from a lot
Well,
of
I think we're going to
noise?
hear from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which
Okay.
are the Super Bowl
Absolutely.
champs. The Los Angeles Raiders. We're going to hear a lot from them because
Wow.
that's Jerry Jones' second team.
Okay.
He is the part owner of the Raiders. So
That's his second team.
that's his second team.
Oh,
So we're going to hear
oh
a
my.
lot from them. Now, we're going to hear a lot from the Rams.
Okay.
The LA Rams going to be
Okay.
out there. So you're going to hear greatness and the top 5 teams that folks don't hear about. You're going to hear about the Dallas Cowboys, the San Francisco 49ers, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the
Wow,
Rams.
amazing. Well, we're gonna watch out for them. This season should
Well,
be
you won't
really
hear nothing from the
good.
Carolina Panthers.
Oh, what shade? Did you just throw
You
shade?
won't hear nothing. Mr. Gerard, he's a Carolina Panther team.
I
And
know.
since they got rid of that guy that wear the scarf, and they brought him back, they don't know what they wants to do.
Well, I can't wait. It's going to be a great season. I still am speaking to be able to get out and at least see a professional NFL game, this season, and so we shall see. But in the meantime, we're going to be talking about this on Mondays. We have a great guest that's going to be on. Mr. E will share that with you a little bit later, and let's just have fun this year. We can get serious, but we don't want to be too hurtful. Shade is fine, but we want to just have a good time talking about all these teams that are going to be playing in the NFL. Thank you, Mr. Johnny Walters, for being on again, and bless you for taking your time for FYI.
I want to say good morning to all our guests that joined us in here this morning. Is Miss Mardell Lewis, Miss Roberta Carter, Miss Katrina Brown, Miss Jewel Corporal, Mr. Gerald Prairie, along with Miss Sheila Robbins, Miss Wanda Walker. We want to say good morning to you and thank you all for tuning in to the most talked about radio show, especially at sports talk. So get ready for some football.
Absolutely. Mr. E, let's talk about our upcoming shows. Who's on?
Well, we got upcoming shows coming with us, Miss Hinton. We got Mr. Francine Harrison, Miss Deborah Harris, Mr. Dave Witherspoon, who's a sports commentator for Dallas Cowboys. We had a conversation with him when we did that. He's a San Francisco 49er fan. Miss Teresa
Teresa Colongo. She'll be on talking about autism.
Mr. Trayvon Cuffey and Miss Yvonne Frederick.
Yes.
They're going to be our special guests. And guess what? We want you to be a part of what's going on here at FYI.
Now, this evening, I want you all to join me, 7 p.m. We're just going to do a roll call, our anti-bullying initiative. Our community against bullying, a call to action now. And so we want to just talk just a few minutes about, that date, save the date, and a little bit about bullying. And maybe you all want to chime in on some of your experiences or any resources that we could come across that's going to help the community. And so that's going to be at 7 p.m. We're going to come on this platform on Facebook Live, YouTube, LinkedIn, and which one? And
YouTube,
Twitter.
LinkedIn,
and Twitter. So you can join us at 7 p.m. on any of those platforms. We're just going to talk with you all on a little bit, just kicking off. Our we're going to do our launch October the 15th. There will be a book signing before then for the book. Bullying is Right Underneath Your Nose, and the Diary of a Former Bully, along with some other things that I'm going to share with you all later on down the line. But we want your support in this. This is for the community. This is for our youngins. This is for anybody that's been bullied and abused. So please join me at 7 p.m. with Mr. E and others, just talking about bullying a little bit, but also just doing a roll call to let you all be aware that we are getting ready to do this launch.
And not only that, to help you prepare your grandchildren or your children for what is about to happen, because all over the world they're talking about bullying.
Yes.
So that they got Miss Hinton, because of so many bullies are hitting the schoolhouses. There's a company out here called Spartans. They done gone far and beyond with the Spartan company to making armor, backpacks, bulletproof backpacks. So just in case your child go to school, so they figure that the
Yes.
bully's gonna come in there with guns. So now they got backpacks that's made of bulletproof.
And
So,
see, that's go ahead, Miss D.
so the thing about it is, when you read the book, whether in Spanish or you read it in English, that's what the bullying is under your nose by Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. It comes in Spanish version as well as the English version.
Absolutely.
So, you can get it for your friends, your loved ones, and everybody. So we're bringing awareness. One thing I've learned that in that book, that not only in the book are they just talking about young folks and children, but did you not know that there are some seniors, adults, who are bullies right now? So in the book, you'll find them talking about adult bullying just as well. Miss Roberta Carter could be a bully. Miss Mardell could be a bully.
Don't you talk about my sisters.
I just want to let you know that there are bullies all over the world, come in different shapes, forms,
Don't talk
and
about
fashions.
my sisters. Miss Roberta Bodell, forgive him, for he know not what he's saying. But I tell you what, you all please, you can go online. Bullying is Right Underneath Your Nose by Yolanda Hinton. It is in English and in Spanish. And we want you all to share them with your children. Now, this is the thing. Bullying has gone to the extreme. It is not just child's play, people picking on one another. Honey, folks are coming in having revenge on those that have bullied them, or they are been they want people to be victims and be afraid and harassed in the schools and other places where people are. And so we want to take it serious. The stories that we hear about bullying are horrendous. People actually commit suicide as a result. So the wonderful thing about the book, it's talking about the bully's perspective as well as the victim. The bully has a story, whether you know it or not. He has a story, and he tells sometimes why he has become a bully. The victim, they have a story, and they tell you how they have suffered as a result of bullying. And so it's a very good book. I have a series of books and things coming. I want you all to please go online and get them for your children, or for yourself, or for your family. And let's eradicate. Let's do something about it, because this is the thing, and Mr. E just mentioned it. Honey, if you think I want my grandchild in a school where it's not safe, where people can come in and just tear up, and where he can be hurt, or he can be, just taken advantage of in the schools, or anywhere else. We need to get this thing under control. And so please join us on tonight, 7 p.m. on these platforms, and we will be talking with you and doing our roll call. Philip Plum, good morning. How are you? Mr. E, we got a lot of wonderful friends. Jewel, my baby, how are you? Oh, Fiona, how are you? I hope things are going well. I hope you join us this evening at 7 p.m. We're kind of like pulling together, those that are interested in the anti-bullying movement. And so we look forward to seeing you all there. Also, don't forget to follow us on social media. Mr. E, I don't know about you, but the numbers are going up. Our social media platforms, the numbers are going up slowly but for sure. But please be sure to tell your friends and relatives to follow Yolanda Hinton and Edward Everett on our social media platform. I will put the link up there again today, so you can go directly and follow, or either like or share or subscribe on our social media platforms. You all are the best. Thank you so much for your support.
That's right. And don't forget to tune in tonight. Don't forget to tune in tonight on our platform. You'll see us. We'll be right here on Facebook Live, as well as on all social media platforms, where we're going to be dialoguing. We want you to be aware of what's going on. We want you to know that bullying comes in all shapes, sizes, and forms. So, they just don't have a specific target. They target any and everybody. Sometimes, Miss Hinton, seniors would have respect. But folks don't have respect for seniors anymore. That bullies don't have respect for churches. So you got to remember, respect is gone out of the window. So we want to make sure that you be aware of what a bully does and how he performs.
What it looks like and why they bully.
That's right.
That's in the book as well. So look, you all don't forget, follow us on social media, on our platforms. Like and share and do all of that. Also, the ladies' pie for your special event and special occasion. We're going to have our launch closer to the holidays, but you can still get pies and things for your special events. Just call me at 757-420, am I getting that right? 0224. And I'll give that to you again. Also, I will post it. You can go directly to my page and everything, or DM me, inbox me and everything. Let's see. Oh, the music. Please continue to support the music. You all are blessed, and thank you all for supporting and buying the music as well. Let me put this up here for us. So we want to make sure you all get our information and everything, so you can go ahead and just be a part of what we're doing.
That's
we want email. We need your email address and things like that. And we just really, 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 really want you to support, because this is for the community.
That's
it's not self-service. Even when you buy the music, even when you buy the books, these things are given back as, we receive. As I receive, I give back, our mentoring programs with our time of giving, Mr. E as well. So we know what to do. We know how to recycle it and turn it around, wherein we receive and then you all receive as well. Mr. E, what else is going on?
That's what I want to let our listening audience know, that everything that we're doing is giving back to the community, because we want to help our community to rise above mere survival. We just don't want our community to be without, lacking this and lacking that. We want our community to know that there are things are happening all around them, because there are so many people that's not aware of what's going on. There's some things that happen at the polls. There's some things that happen on school grounds. There's some things, but we want you to be aware of all your surroundings. Don't forget, if you need someone to host your special event during the Christmas season, holiday season, or anytime you need an MC, just give us a call. Miss Hinton and I would be more than happy to come out and host your event by giving us a call at 757-714-7861.
If you want us to come out and speak to your friends and family and a special occasion, you all please, we're available. Mr. E is a speaker, he's a motivator, he's a pastor, a preacher. Yolanda Hinton will come out and address bullying or address women's issues or talk about FYI and the things that we do for the community, our time of giving. Also, if you're looking for a singer, hey, she sings as well. And so you all, just let folk know if they need someone for their special event, special occasion to do music. Yolanda Hinton is here, able and willing.
Just give us a call.
So I tell you what, Mr. E's going to give you information on how you can become a special guest sponsor intern with FYI Radio Show.
We'll be more than happy, Miss Mardell Lewis, to come and talk to your senior group. We'd be more than happy. Just give us a call and let us know what day do you want us to come by and what time. We'll be more than happy to come and assist and talk to the seniors about what's going on. I want to let you know, I want to say thank you so much for tuning in to the FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. And thank you for joining us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9:30 to 10 on WPCE 1400, WGPL 1350 talking on Peace 95.3 and soon to be WMVA 88.9, another FM station that we're putting out here at the CBC Corporation. We're putting out another FM station. So we'll have 3 FMs, 2 AMs, and the World Wide Web that you'll be able to catch FYI Radio Show on.
I tell you what, it's a blessing to be here. Thank you, Mr. Johnny Walton. You are the best. And thank you all for joining us. You all are a great support system to us. You make us smile and you make us happy. Thank you for taking your precious time to be here with us. And thank you. September the 16th, October the 15th is our anti-bullying rally. So, yeah, October the 15th, save the date. We'll be mentioning that off and on. So be blessed. We'll see you all on Wednesday. We got some great things for you all. So I'll tell you what, stay cool and do something great for yourself and someone else. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Have a good day. 2 up, 2 down. And thank you so much for tuning in. FYI Radio Show. Inboxes, Everette Facebook page, Miss Yolanda Lady Hinton Facebook page, or FYI Facebook page, or you can go to FYI Radio Show live at gmail.com.
Absolutely.
2 up, 2 down.